Hey everybody, and how are you doing this great Tuesday evening? Welcome, my mystic soul friends. Thank you for joining me for tonight for these live astrology readings. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Patricia Tate with Willow Grace Astrology, and I blend traditional, evolutionary, and Western astrology and wrap it all up into a story about you. If you'd like to get in the queue, there is a link down below, a PayPal link, and I need your exact date, time, and location of your birth. And I want to first start off by saying, let's just talk about today's astrology. Today is the exact conjunction where Jupiter and the two great benefics, Jupiter and Venus, are meeting up in the sky. As a matter of fact, let me bring that chart up here because, I'm a visual learner. Oh, and I want to say hi in the queue. Bright Light Beckaboo. Girlfriend, I am so sorry that I did not connect your name with the other. And I don't know how everybody feels about like sending up prayers, hopes, wishes, or lighting a candle, but there is somebody in the chat who could really use some supportive love and energy with a lot of things that are going on. So if you are comfortable with that, a heart, a love, a share, or just a quick prayer to whatever it is that you believe in, she's a great person and she would really appreciate it this evening. So Bright Light Beckaboo, thank you for being in the queue tonight. And Terry, I am so glad that you are here. Oh, you signed up through PayPal? Well, I can't wait to get the information from Mr. Tate here. Okay, so let me just first pull up today's chart because I want to let you in on just looking at just the energy of today so everybody can work with it. Hold on. There we go. Remember, I'm ruled by Mercury, but my Mercury's at 0, so it does take me a hot second and I make mistakes all the time. So if I make a mistake, tell me what's going on in the queue. All right. So, and I would love to know your sun, moon, rising, and where you're from. I am coming from Ohio currently, and ready to be here and talk about this with you. So this is today, and so we have the two great benefics. So Jupiter is the daytime benefic, and Venus is the nighttime benefic. So these two amazing planets are coming together, and they're fusing their energy, they're merging it. So it's not just a one-day thing. This started yesterday. It's going to go on into tomorrow. So it's this time period right now that's bringing abundance and opportunities. And we know that Jupiter can sometimes bring too much of a good thing. So we always have to remember like excess of things. And Venus is the goddess of love and beauty and money and resources. So this is the positive. And then I want to talk about Mercury. Now, Mercury rules all types of communication, email, phone, text. It's what we say to ourselves. It's how we communicate with other people. Mercury is in a square with Saturn. And so squares are these hard aspects that say, I hear you and I hear you, but we don't get along together. And so the problem with that is Saturn is in the sign of Aries. Saturn has these rings around it. So think about the limitations of things that are going on. Aries is the I have these limitations, or I feel these limitations. Mercury being in the sign of Cancer is the way that I communicate with home or family or security. Now, the thing that makes this important is Mercury is far enough away that it is actually looking at what's going on here with this abundance and saying, is there something wrong or miscommunication that has to do with some type of authority, or a miscommunication, not necessarily even a miscommunication, but there is some type of communication going on where the information may not be exactly what you want to hear or what you want to know. And so squares push us outside of our comfort zone in order to force us to make a decision about some things. So just giving you that heads up about everything that's going on. Let me check in the queue, and then Warrior, look, guys, I really appreciate you guys sending the love to Beckaboo, because there are some things going on, and I will not air everything on here, but I know she believes in the power of positivity and prayer. So if there's anybody who can send it up, she really needs it. So I'm going to start with her chart. I'm going to look in the queue here. Hey, everybody, for signing up. Oh, Libra Sun. I love that. Pisces rising. Oh, from South Georgia. Hello from South Georgia. All right, let me transition here and move over and bring up Becca Boo's chart. And I appreciate the tip, Becca Boo. I appreciate you getting in the queue. And let's see here. All right. So let's talk about transparency and honesty here. This is what's going on with right here. You have Saturn in your 12th house. Saturn is the planet of limitation, restriction, and in the sign of Cancer. So think about home or family or fears or things that go on. The 12th house is also the house of isolation. So think of that as that could be meditation, yoga, or hospitalization. And so having Saturn here makes that difficult. What the blessings bring is Jupiter and Venus sitting right on top of this. It's within 2 degrees, so we're considering it a conjunction. Now, Jupiter rules your 5th house. That has to do with creativity, love, beauty, in the sense of you're healing your own inner child. And it's in a fire sign. And so Venus rules over your 3rd house of communication, and Venus also rules the top of your chart. So if I'm going to bring in a story that has to do with you receiving some type of information that from an authority figure, or this could also have to do with work, but I'm just going to focus on your health here, and then wrap it all up into a story for you. Venus rules the way that you communicate. It also rules over like money and love and wanting peace and harmony and happiness. Venus also ruling the people that give you that type of information. So authority figures that are having to deliver some information to you. Jupiter can be too much of a good thing. And Jupiter brings the abundance, but Jupiter also says, I'm going to offer you this shot in the dark, this hope, this belief. Adding on to all of this, you have the sun sitting on top of your Mars. Now, Mars in your 11th house is, I want to initiate. These are my goals, my hopes, my wishes, my dreams, my goals. Make them about this recovery for you. The sun here says, how do I communicate? Where's this information coming? The sun is your chart ruler as your rising sign. In the sign of Gemini, we have Uranus that's sitting far enough away, that's watching what's unfolding and saying new technology, new information, different types of don't think traditional, think like non-traditional, of how can I take care of everything that's going on in my life. I'm going to circle just one more thing for you. You have transiting Mars, and it's sitting on top of your south node. Now, this could be, I am going to be leaving this job. I am going to be leaving some of these responsibilities behind. I don't want to, or it's either by choice or your choice. What sits opposite of it is the north node. I need to focus on home stability, and the moon is here. The moon is what opposes with your maternal instincts, your dreams, your intuition. Having a moon in the sign of Scorpio means you are extremely intuitive, and able to predict, see, or like understand some things. And it also brings in the fear factor of sometimes of like knowing too much. Having Mars up here is, I have to decide what I'm going to fight for. What does that fight look like? How do I make this happen? Because you have, this is in a harmonious aspect. It's 2 signs away. So it's a sextile. This is in a fellow water sign. So this is, I may have to sit at home. I may have to do a lot of healing here, but this is me making this happen. I want to add in, I'm going to get rid of all of this so you can see more, because there's more to the story. Having your north node, the transiting north node. So remember the nodes, they go opposite of the planets. The planets go one way, the nodes go the other way. And so the north node is, this is where I'm supposed to be focused on moving towards. The 8th house is bring up those taboo topics, look at estate, money, resources, investments, where you have your time, your effort, your energy, your everything is invested. It's sitting on top of your sun in Pisces. Pisces is very watery. It's very fluid. It is knowing, feeling, and wanting to have this connection. The north node here is saying, I am going to put my faith into, and then I'm going to release the control and not work from a space of fear. And so I am sending out all kinds of hope and love and prayers for everything that you are going through. I can see that this is just a tough, a very difficult road, knowing that Mercury, I'm just going to give you the heads up of like what to expect. Mercury is going to retrograde, and it's going to be from 26 to 16. So it's going to come within 1 degree of your Saturn. Mercury retrograde in the sign of Cancer is, I might have to work from home. I might have to do a lot of things behind the scene. I might have to take time off. I'm going to have to work on me. And what are my worst fears? And how do I nurture and care for myself? How do I bring that in to support me? At the end, Mercury will then go direct. But Mercury retrograde here is just saying that there can be this time of this isolation before Mercury moves into the sign of Leo. And then when it does that, it'll be you saying, all right, I can get a better handle on some things that are going on. This is a lot of things that are going on all at the same time that have to do with health. And I do not do any diagnosis of health astrology. I have a friend that does, but I can look at your chart and say, these are some areas where you are going to be focused on working on healing. And so I am sending you all kinds of love and prayer. And well, I will definitely light a candle for you tonight, Becca Boo. Sending you all kinds of hugs. All right, thanks. I'm going to check in the queue and make sure. All right. All right. Shiny Gems is in the house. Girlfriend, how are you? Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Bright Light Becca. Okay. Yes. Bright Light Becca Boo. There's going to be all kinds of love and healing sent your way. It's just going to happen. All right. Let me pull up my next favorite person. Jessica, look, let's talk about you and what is going on with you. So sorry. All right. So Jessica, let's just do a quick hot take here of what I saw before I jumped on. Okay. These nodes are exact. Flippin' exact right here. Okay. This is your exact nodal opposition. This is when you are sitting with yourself or with me or with anybody else, and you are literally looking at the past 9 years of your life, and you're making this readjustment of, this is where I'm going. Now, this is the T-square. Now, this is not going to end just this month. This is actually going to be going on for the next month. So know that you're buckling up and you are saying, all right, here's where I've come from. This is my past. I acknowledge my past. I don't look back at too many things in my life with regret. I do look back and say, what can I learn from that lesson? And how can I move forward with more ease and grace in my life? We know that Uranus being at the top of your chart is going to bring you all of these unexpected changes, opportunities. This is huge in that things that you are planning, I want you to plan everything. But know that in the end, Uranus gets the say-so about what stays and what doesn't. And that's the gift of it. Uranus is you and I going to the restaurant, thinking that we are ordering the chef special, very excited because this is the night that we're going to go. And they say we're out of it, but we're going to bring this inside. Instead, this is the new special, and we are kind of bummed. But then when the special comes out and we taste it, we're like, oh, okay, this is pretty good. I really like this. Now, knowing that this will have you releasing some of the things that are that you are this is about yourself. Like, I need to let go of my perfectionism. I need to let go of things that these standards that I hold myself to that I should not. I just should not, because I'm on my own time schedule. I'm on my own clock. The North Node in Pisces is the let go, let flow, the releasing to allow the people who are meant to come into your life and bring them in. And Uranus is going to bring you diversity with all types of things that are with your career, your job, your everything. I am going to throw in one more thing in here. Hold on before I switch on. This right here, I absolutely love it because the Jupiter-Venus conjunction is in a sextile to your Saturn in your first house of things can look how they want. I'm going to look how they want. I'm going to meet the right people. This is your dreams, your hopes, your wishes, your connections, your collaborations. This is you making all of this life make sense for you, knowing that Mercury is going to retrograde here, and Mercury is squaring your Saturn in your eighth house. All right, Jessica, sending you all kinds of hugs. And I'm going to check the queue, and hopefully this makes sense to everybody. All right, let me see who is next. Sorry, he's a little slow. He rushed me, and now he's the one who is slow. So let me check and see who's in the queue and if everything is making sense. Shiny gems. Oh gosh, girlfriend, we have to catch up. I have to tell you everything that's going on with me. Oh, Faith. Oh, thank you so much for all your kind words. All right, let me pull up my next person. All right. All right, Terry, thank you very much for waiting and being in the queue. October, baby. Okay. Totally love that. Jealous of that. Let's see. I have to double check and triple check only because I don't like making mistakes. Alrighty. Let's see here. All right, so there were no specific questions, which is great for me because that means I can roam around your chart. So let's talk about Terry for a hot second. All right, Terry, first off, okay, things that I'm noticing. Holy mackerel, Terry. Let's just talk about your chart for just a hot second. That Anaretic degrees are 0s and 29. 0, never done this before in any lifetime. And I don't know if you believe in past lives, so I probably should have started off with that. But if you don't, if you don't, think of it as generational. If you do, this is, I came here to do a lot of shadow work and to release myself from things like Sun and Neptune in Scorpio makes this really hard of, is this my energy? Is this their energy? I'm feeling this. Why do people always tell me all their secrets? I can't believe I know all this. I hear all this. And then you've got all this energy in your 12th house of, I need to release and let go. 0, again, is never done it. 29 And I'm going to say this is in a conjunction because it's only 1 degree off. 29 is an anaretic degree of, I want to do this right in this lifetime. I have to get, it's a final exam lifetime of, I just need to get it right. And you have this hard cross to it. It's a T-square. They call it a skipped step or a missed step. And I want you to know that what I say with love, because I also have a skip step or a misstep. This means that when you get a lesson in life, it just lights up your chart like a pinball. No, what is it? That machine where the balls go back and forth, and you put in the quarters. Ping ball. I don't know what the heck it's called, but that game, and that the balls go all over and they hit things and they just light up everything. That's your life. That's absolutely your life. Pinball. Thank you. Jake will help me. So remember, Mercury at 0, coming at you right here. So the thoughts are in my head. It's just like filtering it out. So North Node in Scorpio, I absolutely love all of this for you. Okay, so now let's put this into what is going on with you right now today, and talk about how we can move forward with all of this amazing energy. All right, Terry. So let's take a look. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to start off. Oh, okay. Let's start off right here. Remember how we talked about that T-square? And we talked about things in your life just lighting up immediately. All right. So this is what you're probably feeling right here. All right. So the North Node in life is the direction in which I'm heading, I'm moving towards. The South Node is where I've come from. So we think things get flushed away or things evolve or dissolve. Now the North Node is the direction that I have not been to yet, and it's unfamiliar and it's uncomfortable. What's happening with this is you are having this cross. It's a cross between and this is not just a one-day thing. This started about a year ago, so I'm sure you've been feeling it with your life path, your direction, and your money, your cash, your property, your talents, your skill set, your resources, and letting go of a lot of things. Having Pluto in your 12th house, it makes you, number one, intuitive, but it brings about a lot of things that you do behind the scenes, like diving into, I would think into, like, I don't know, I would say like astrology or mystical things or past life regressions, Akashic records, astral travel, anything that involves dream or anything that involves diving into ancestral or those things. What's going on with this is the South Node is saying, is there a karmic cycle of something that is generational in your life? And are you healing and renewing and releasing your past? Because when you heal your past generations, and then you also heal the next generation so that they don't have to take upon that lesson. Because this is moving on towards, I have to work on my self-care. I have to take care of myself. And what does this look like? I have to start putting myself first, because I'm an over-giver and I give. And yeah, easier said than done for you. Okay, so besides this going on, let's talk about this beautiful abundance right here. Jupiter conjunct Venus at the top of your chart has something to do with home or family or responsibilities. Jupiter can be, people see you, there's accolades or something that maybe that you have. This could be responsibilities. Venus can bring something that has to do with money, or Venus is your chart ruler. So whenever Venus does anything, this is working in a conjunction with who you are. I like that your chart ruler is at the top there. So if this is you wanting something that has to do with being seen, I don't know if you're retired or you're working, but this has to do with just reputation and legacy and responsibilities. And it has to do with the evolution of how you are seen. know that Venus is going to be retrograde at the in the fall around your birthday time. And with this, everything that Venus is doing right now, Venus is going to be retrograde in your first house of self. So clock everything that that started in January, and know that all the way up to that October time period, Venus is capturing all these memories, doing all these things, and then that time period is when it's going to retrograde. And since let's bring in that retrograde, Mercury is going to be retrograde here. Well, the shadow is going to be starting on Sunday. So pay attention to everything that's going on in your home, everything that has to do with security, everything that has to do with family, knowing that this could also have something that has to do with partnerships, because Mercury is square with Saturn. Saturn is in the house of contracts and negotiations. So I don't know if you are working on some type of contract or negotiation, or best friends, significant other, clients. This is also the house of, it's the house of the other. And so what opposes it is your Mercury, and it's a miscommunication that might need to be revisited. And oh, okay, and one more thing. Your sun is sitting on top of your moon. And I don't know if this means travel or making plans for travel or study or learning, but this is, hey, I need to make this happen. This is like, I got I got a whole other book of life that I want to live, and this is making this happen. So I'm going to look in the queue here and see what words you've got for me, and hopefully all of this is making sense for you. All right. Thank you, Terry. Thank you so much. Let me look in the queue. Retired. That is good. Okay, this means opportunities for traveling, studying, learning, sharing your wisdom, sharing your knowledge, just being able to share your expertise out there in for everybody else to benefit from. And this could be through connections or collaborations. Although the connections and collaborations, there's going to be a hiccup of some sort with, and I don't know if this means that you're having any work done, like let's say you're going to have work done in your home, because Cancer is the house of home, and there could be I have to go back and redo something, or there's a contract that's not 100% correct, or something did not get signed. So just keep that one on the back burner. In your motorhome solo, girlfriend, I'm so with you. I'm going to be selling my sticks and bricks here real soon. All right, let me see who is next in the queue. All right. All right. All right. I want to thank everybody for joining me out here tonight, because it's given up of your amazing time to join me. There we go. That one. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let me double check everything. Oh, you met someone. Oh. Okay, but he's currently a partner. Oh, okay, let's talk about you, Alyssa. Okay, so first off, Alyssa, I'm so glad that what I said actually came to fruition, and now you're working on the next step. I love to hear when everything, sorry, I pulled up the wrong chart because I'm talking at the same time. So again, Alyssa, glad that everything did manifest. So now let's talk about what happens next. Oh, sunny side up. Oh, okay. Now that I have a name with the thing. Okay. Let's take a look here. So you met the partner, and now what? All right. Know that Aquarius. I love Aquarius energy. You know that. And your chart ruler is in the 5th house. I know that you said that like this person is like going through a transition, and there's going to be some things happening. Your chart ruler in the fifth house can bring about an influx of more people, if that makes sense. It could bring the fifth house is also the house of lovers, and so I'm not saying that this is not the one, but I am saying that there could be more people coming into your sphere because you're going to have Jupiter. So here we have this Jupiter-Venus conjunction, which is focusing on home and what makes me happy, and it brings in themes of you nurturing and caring and putting yourself first. Like, let's just put that out there. What opposes it is Neptune. Neptune and your chart ruler, Uranus, in your 12th house. This person that you are connected with, I would leave myself open. I would enjoy everything that is coming my way, because Neptune dissolves. This is this is my dream. This is dissolving everything. And Aquarius can bring on the strange, the unusual, the unique, and remember, yours is at 29, and 29 is the anaretic degree of. Let's just talk about Capricorn for a second. Capricorn energy is the mountain, you picking a mountain and you committing to go and walk and hike on this mountain. And when there's this promise at the top of the mountain, and I'm here to remind you that only to continue to stay on that mountain as long as you feel it's sustainable for you. Having this occur opposite of this is you have to put your needs first, your focus first for you. I don't know what that's going on, like what all is happening on their end. I know that there can be, when Jupiter goes into Leo, there will be so many more opportunities that are going to swing in. As a matter of fact, I'm going to circle what's going to happen. You're going to have Jupiter here, you're going to have Pluto here, and you're going to have Neptune here, and you're going to have Uranus here. I created a video for this. It hasn't come out yet, but it's about a basket. It's all of these planets that are all going to reach at 4 degrees, and it's going to be Mars kicking it off with Jupiter when they both go into Leo. And so the bottom half of your chart is creating this bowl that says, I want my bowl filled. So Pluto is retrograde, saying, I need to rethink who I am. What does that look like? Name or goals or dreams and Neptune here. Neptune is your 3rd house of communication. It means being crystal clear and also paying attention to those unwritten cues, those things that people are saying. Now, Neptune is going to be stationing retrograde the day after all of this shenanigan happens. And so Uranus is saying, this is where I take a risk. So this is literally you taking a risk and saying, if I do this, what will be the next? Jupiter moving into your 7th house could be you making the move, you initiating the move, because it's going to, Mars is going to be swinging around here, and all of it will happen, bing, 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 like all at one time. And this part of the bowl, this is creating a mini grand, and this is going to be a slow transit that's going on. It's this area that will be activated in your partnership. And this will bring you it can bring too much of a good thing. It can bring many, many options coming your way. So I'm excited about this. I don't know exactly with where they are. I know that this is going to be working in harmony with Neptune. And so that everything that's starting now is leading you to the next chapter of, no, I'm ready to build some type of stability, some type of home. And what does it look like with the next chapter of my life with this partner? I mean, all of this is the focus on this. Yeah. All right. I I really hope that this all makes sense to you, Alyssa, and I'm excited for you. And knowing that the next eclipse cycle is going to be focused on you and partnerships, and like you just getting rid of anybody that just doesn't meet your standards. And I don't mean meet your standards in a negative way. It means like where you have overgiven. The seventh house is the mirror, and it's where we look at where is reciprocity, where have I given and I have not received from the other people in my life. And that can be with clients, and that can be with best friends, and that can be with all kinds, best friends, the people that are in your life. So this is where it's setting you up for. So thanks, Alyssa, for allowing me to elaborate on that. All right, let me see who is next in the queue. All righty. Oh, shiny gems. I have it in here. I don't need to look for it. Hold on. Yeah. Shiny gems, I'm hoping you are well. Let's take a little look and see what's going on with you, girlfriend. All right. And let me check in the queue, make sure everyone. Hey, Wendy, how is everybody? Let's see. Seeking the truth. All right. All right. So, okay. So let's talk shiny gems. There were no questions, so you know I'm just going to roam around and tell you everything that I see. All right. As the Libra rising, Venus, your chart ruler. But Libra, okay, so Venus rules two parts of your life. Venus rules over your 8th house with Earth, and Venus rules over your 1st house with air. So it's like using the grounding, but also my thoughts, my ideas, my everything. Now, Venus is now in this beautiful conjunction, but it's square to your 1st house. It's a lot of attention on you. This could have something to do with job, career, reputation, legacy, where you want to go in life, what you being seen, wanting to be in a hermit mode and people not allowing you to be in a hermit mode, having to be on call or having the phone calls always come to you. The positive that comes from this is the abundance of something that has to do with your job. This could be reputation or legacy of, are you going to ask for that raise? Are you going to or are you going to ask for that time off? Like, what is going on with that? Jupiter rules over your 3rd house of communication. Let's layer in here. The 3rd house of communication is not just what you say to yourself, but it's the people that you are communicating with, being crystal clear with email, phone, text, or this can be a digital community, but it can also be an in-person community. I like this for the fact that it will bring this into the story. I'm going to get rid of some of these circles so it doesn't confuse you. I want to bring in the positive, because I know that you, we know that your 2nd house is a very difficult house for you, but I want to remind you that water and water, they trine each other. So everything that's going on right now is for your best and highest good, that's going to offer you this move towards freedom and liberation. The South Node is what we let go of. Saturn is here in the sign of Scorpio. What are you getting rid of around your house? Is this you saying, I'm ready to take these things off the wall. I'm ready to get rid of things that just don't belong to me, that I inherited. The 2nd house also revolves around like money and cash and property and talents and skill sets. But this is the letting go of things that do not serve your best and highest good and moving towards the earth. Now, your shared debt, your shared resources. The 8th house also brings in the themes of intimacy and taboo topics. So let's just talk about your partnership here for just one hot second. This could be, I am feeling more comfortable sharing more about myself within specific partnerships, sharing it. Okay, let me look at the comments. Sorry. Hold on. Getting better finally. Good. Definitely getting a lot of attention with my social group. This is huge for social group. We're up to 70 people now. Getting a lot of word of mouth. I consider that my work more, right? Yeah, I'm definitely purging things from the house. I'm not sitting on it just because anymore. You know what? The third house has to do with like not just online communities and things like that. What are you building? Tell me one, like put it into the chat. So like if you want, because there might be other people who might want to find you. Jupiter in Cancer literally puts not just one spotlight on you, but it's like lights coming from all over saying, hey, look at me, look at her, what does she have, what can we share, like what is she offering? It's kind of like when somebody else is getting a deal and you hear about it and you're like, wait a minute, I might want to get that deal also. And so this is the light shining on you and you putting yourself out there in order to receive it, which I absolutely love. Okay, let's while you do that, if in case you feel like doing that, I'm going to talk about Mercury. Mercury is here, and Mercury is going to be squaring. Well, it is currently squaring. Mercury is squaring something that has to do with partnerships and clients. This could have to do with, do you have to go back and are you looking through contracts? Are you looking through anything that's written or typed or things that you are saying or writing or doing and then saying, I learned from that. I need to have, okay, Saturn has the ring, so healthier boundaries. I look at every single time that something uncomfortable happens to me, I pull back from it and say, well, I don't want that to happen again. What am I going to do better? Do I need to add something into the contract? Do I need to add a disclaimer in? Do I need to say this up front? How did they misunderstand me? Was it something that I said? Was it something that I did? Or was it this miscommunication here? That is going to be part of this story because Mercury's hitting Saturn right now. Mercury is going to go all the way to 26 degrees, which is opposite of your sun. And actually, your sun is 28, but it's close enough. Your Jupiter. And then it's going to retrograde. And then it's going to activate it one more time. There's always 3 hits with it: the direct, the retrograde, and then the final. And so we know that there will be 3 activations of this square of whatever is going on with partnerships here. And it will be, I'm going to add one more. Whatever is bringing here is opposing a Jupiter opposition. So you can look back at this and say, hey, what was going on in my life 6 years ago that I was struggling with at home? And finding this has to do with responsibilities and things that you were doing from home and from work. It's a creative writing group inside of ESO, and we hold a lot of social events with collaborative writing, like 8+ week, a lot of eager people with stories to tell and build on together. Well, I hope that people find you, like use this platform. If anybody is interested in, okay, I don't know what ESO is, you know me. 6 years ago is when my divorce started. Holy mackerel, that makes so much sense because Jupiter gives us, it brings us the freedom too, and then it brings us the abundance, the rewards that come from the lesson. Well, congratulations on moving on from that, and this is all about you. Jupiter's at the top of your chart now, just saying, here I am, look at what I can do all by myself. Yeah, all right, I love this. I love this. Yeah. Shiny gems, I'm excited for you. Like this, okay, let me just show you one more. You know that this is in a harmonious aspect here because this is 2 signs down. So, and it's trining your 8th house. So whatever you're doing, this is also like the side gig turns into the full-time business thing later. It has those vibes, if that makes sense. All right. Girlfriend, sending you hugs, and I am going to move on. Thanks for being here, shiny gems. Big fat heart hug. All right, let me see who is next in the queue. Guys, I could sit here and talk with you forever. I could talk astrology on and on. I have to be motivated to move on. So sorry. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, and Shiny Gems, I will see you Sunday for our Patreon live. So hoping everybody else, we're doing a deep dive on the 12th house. And then the second one is on astrology charts. Hold on. Oh, I see that there we go. All right, Lisa. First off, thank you. Oh, you got a hard aspect. You got a skip step also. Okay, you have a Grand Cross. Hold on, Lisa. I'm just going to show your chart for just a second. And then I'm going to look at, wait a minute. I need a complete career change. What do you see career-wise? I'm hoping to be a spectrum Venus. Okay. Can we talk about, I don't know how much you know about your astrology, but Lisa, I want to explain why some things happen to some people. All right. So this and this, these are your nodes of fate. Okay. And this is where it's in a Grand Cross. And so I don't have a Grand Cross. I have a T-square. That's hard enough. You, my friend, hopefully you can see all these red lines in here. This means that when one part of your life changes, the whole darn chart changes. This is a blessing after the difficulty, if that makes sense. As a Pisces rising, so I don't know how much you know about astrology, so I'm going to bring it down into the most basic terms that I can. As Jupiter is your chart ruler, Jupiter and Neptune, but follow Jupiter wherever it is in the chart. That's why today's transit is really important for you. This Grand Cross here, having Saturn in your first house, this makes life hard in 3 different segments of your life. And so that 28, 29, 30, and then 58, 59, 60, and then now being on your final third. What opposes it is Pluto. Pluto brings all kinds of birth, death, and transformation. Everybody's got a Pluto. You just have yours in the partnership sector. And I say this because this part is being activated. Now, this represents your home, the North Node. How do I focus on my home? And Jupiter is here. I want abundance, but it's in the sign of Gemini. Is that 2 different homes? Is it here? Is it there? Your moon is here. This is big. And then the South Node is, what do I need to release and let go? Remember that what this looks like sitting here. And when one of these are activated by a transiting planet, the pinball machine, it lights up your chart and says, time to change me. That means change friends. That means change home. That means change career or legacy or how people see me. Knowing that, all right, so now let's layer the hold on, let me get my bi-wheel going, Lisa. Layer where we are today. Okay. So we have here and here, here. Okay, so what's going on, and I'm sure you're feeling it is, and this started a year ago. Okay, so this creates this Grand Cross, probably pushed you for some type of a move. Probably this is about you stepping into this next chapter. Actually, I wouldn't even call it a chapter. This is you putting away that book and starting an entire new book. And this probably started about a year ago, and you're almost through, you got to get through to the end of summer and the beginning of fall for the next eclipse cycle where things will start to settle down for you. This being said, because this is like what throws your chart into chaos, and it throws everything up, and then with that, when everything settles, you're like, okay, this is my new normal. Knowing this, so you're having a Venus return and a Mercury return. Okay, I absolutely love this. I love this because this is in harmony. I color code my charts. So water goes, mother, oh my God, you can't even see this. I have been talking, holy macro. You guys have to tell me in the chart that you can't see anything. Okay, let me go back. God bless it. Shiny Gems usually catches this. Okay, this is what I meant by the shortened Cliff Note version of the T-square. That this is what started a year ago. This is the cross. And so these two nodes a year ago started going through your first house of self that said, I need to focus on me, North Node, me, and how I'm changing. And this is not a book. This is like putting away that chapter and you starting an entirely new book. This is also, I'm releasing some people that are in my life. This could be the seventh house is the mirror. And so this is, I give way too much here. Where's the reciprocity? I don't have time for this. They're not making time for me. This is not energetically what I'm comfortable with. Now that changes, it shifts, it makes us uncomfortable enough that we leave behind something that has to do with, our responsibilities. And then we focus more on home. What does that look like for you? That being said, this is what's happening now. And so you are not only having a Venus return, you're having a Mercury return. With that Mercury return, it's also going to go retrograde here. It's going to be retrograde in the next, the shadow is going to be starting on Sunday. So pay attention to what starts Sunday afterwards until the full moon. And that's when it'll actually be retrograde. This is in a harmonious aspect to your house of self. This is about how do I heal my wound? Your Chiron wound happened at or around the age of 22 years old. So like there was something big that happened with you, independence. Now, this is what's starting with this is I want to, this could be a creative project. This has something to do with you taking a risk, a leap of faith with something that has to do with art, music, beauty, love. The fifth house is what do I want to create and give birth to? I'm too old to give birth to a child, but this could be a creative project or for travel or for what do I want to do? Jupiter is your 10th house. You being seen, responsibility, legacy. What is the legacy that you choose to leave behind? Venus wants to, has to do with your 8th house, but also Venus rules over your 3rd house of communication. So is this something that you're doing within your close neighborhood? Is this something that you are wanting to expand upon, study, learn, or share? Okay, the 5th house is individual to you. Now, I'm gonna check in the queue to make sure that all of this is making sense. Let's see. Oh, okay, Lisa, you said I just had my progressed new moon in January. Okay, what house did it go into? Okay. Okay, so knowing that your progressed new moon, you said, and that's a whole other chart. I could pull up like a dozen charts to talk about like where you are and what's going on. I love a progressed moon because whatever sign and house it goes into, you know that you are now going to be starting a new chapter, like layering in that onto what's going on now. So, yeah, I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you, Lisa. I'm going to check the queue. Julie Poole, girlfriend, how are you tonight? It is late where you are at. Holy mackerel. Julie's in the house. Check out her tarot. She has, you got to check out Julie Poole, her YouTube channel. Definitely. Like, support everybody here, guys. Support everybody. All right. Let me see. You're awake. Yeah, I appreciate you being here, my friend. I appreciate you being here. All right, Lisa, I am hoping all of this makes sense to you. I'm excited because you have Uranus down here in your 4th house. This could be a shift within something that has to do with your housing, like sudden, unexpected, something happens in the house, somebody living into the house, you moving in the house, or your housing changing. I'm hoping all of that makes sense. Right? Seeking truth, watching Julie. Give her some love. All right, let me pull up my next very favorite person. Yeah. Who is, oh, there's Monica. You know, I love all the love that's in the room tonight, guys. Holy mackerel, what is that? And this is crazy late for you, Julie Poole. There we go. All right. All righty. All right, Monica. First off, thank you. I appreciate you trusting me with your consultation. Wait a minute, there were no questions. Oh yeah, wait. Curious on relationship. How many both? Okay, let's talk about relationships. All right, Monica. First off, thank you for sharing your birth information with me because I consider it to be sacred information. Julie Poole, don't you love that 100,000 plaque? I'm so excited. I couldn't do it without these people that are in this room right now. Like truly, 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 truly. All right, Monica, let's talk about people and connections and everything that's going on with you. What do I love? Okay, so first off, I love that you're a Virgo rising. It's that whole Mercury energy. Know that Mercury is the planet that you should be following for everything. Mercury rules over not only who you are, but Mercury rules over your top of your chart, your 10th house, your career, your job, your reputation, your legacy. That means pay attention to everything that's going on right now because this Jupiter-Venus conjunction is happening in your 11th house of your goals. So this is your best friends. This is the star family. It's the people that you connect with workmates. It's the people that you connect with where I volunteer. It's the people that I, like, let's say I'm in a club or organization. It's all of those groups that involve you with things that you want to do or things that you have to do or things that you have promised. That is lighting up your chart and it's activating your Chiron wound. How do I heal this wound of where do I belong? Who do I belong with? Trust and comfort, your wound. Like if we were to go back to it, think about the age of 27 years old. So 26, 27, 28, 29, there was something that happened in there and everybody has a Chiron wound. Just throwing that out there. Yours just happened to be at around 27 years old. So there was this something that happened and now you're circling back around to say, how can I heal it through these relationships that I'm in right now? That being said, Mercury, your chart ruler, is here witnessing all of these communications, all of these opportunities and these abundance. Jupiter rules your home sector. Venus rules over, I want to travel here, I want to go here, I want to take a class, I want to study. Venus also rules over your second house of money and resources and your skill set and talents. And so putting it together in a story, Mercury is saying, I see what you're starting. I see what you want to do. I hear how you're talking to yourself. You can meet people by going here. How does this change your home? Are you doing it closer to home? Mercury is going to station retrograde. It's going to retrograde from 26 degrees to 16 degrees. That means it's going to come real close to your Chiron wound. It's also, let me get rid of all of this because it's cluttering some things up. We know that this abundance is starting, but this is going to move on. This is going to offer you, it's in a water sign. So it brings in the connection to, it's in a water trine. And I don't know how much astrology lingo you understand, but your third house, you have this beautiful stellium here. The sun is here, Scorpio, you're deep. You only want the truth. I respect that. Venus is here. It makes you a magnet to people. Like they're either repelled or like by your honesty or they're drawn to you and they just tell you all their secrets and everything that goes on. And Pluto can be a trauma signature here. How do I heal from some things that have gone on in my younger years? That being said, this is offering you a harmonious aspect to the way that you not only talk to yourself, but the way that you communicate with other people. Knowing, I'm just going to throw in like one more, hopefully it all makes sense to you. Mercury is going to be stationing retrograde, and it will be saying, oh yeah, you started all those great conversations. Let's go back and heal it. Let's have that conversation again. It's not going to be a one and done. Whatever's starting now will be a layered. For Mercury hits 3 times. Once it goes over and it says, oh, these are the people I'm going to be communicating with. And this is what it looks like. And then it will retrograde and say, well, there was some misunderstandings. Or do I want to go back and talk to that person again? I really want to think about it again. And then it will go direct, and it will have you weed out and figure out who your people are. So I'm hoping all of this makes sense. And then having Uranus at the top of your chart here, this really brings on all kinds of opportunities for a different shift in your job or your career or your what you want to be known for, not just reputation, but your responsibilities. And so that'll bring you into contact with all kinds of strange and unusual people. I'm hoping all of this makes sense, Monica. I'm going to check in the queue and see what you have to say. Yes. Julie Poole, she did have me on her channel. We've collaborated several times. She is a good friend of mine. I love her. I love her. So I don't say that lightly. My circle is tight. My circle is just very small and tight. And so when I say that I love a person, place, or thing, it's the honest to God truth. She's a great human being. All right, so let's see. My next favorite person, Donna. Okay. All right, Donna. First off, I want to say thank you for trusting me. Hold on. Yeah. Wait a minute, where's the... Oh, British Columbia. All right. Let's see if I got it all right. Hold on, that doesn't make sense. There's new... Okay, sometimes with Canada, it takes me a hot second. British Columbia. How about new... Okay, let me try one more time. All right. Look up. I need a place or a country that's saying. It's saying it's not taking British Columbia. Maybe I'm spelling something wrong. Columbia. Let me try again. Okay, I got it now. Okay, Donna, first off, thank you. Okay, so we're talking about retiring. Good for you. Oh, good for you. An energy worker. I absolutely love this. Okay, so let's talk about you. Let's do a little bi-wheel here, Donna. All right. So first off, things that I want to bring up that are unique to you. And I've brought this up before about anaretic degrees. Anaretic degrees are the 0s and the 29. 29 are like the final exam, like get it right in this lifetime. And then the 0s are, I've never done this before. I'm just going to figure it out as I go. You have 0 for your moon, and you have 0 for your sun. And I'm going to say that the sun is conjunct your north node. Now, this, which means it's opposing your South Node, which means you brought in karmic things, authority figures. It could be masculine energy. It could be people who could be a boss. You brought them back in to say, I will oppose you in this lifetime so I can get it right. And having your moon in Sagittarius is this beautiful energy of faith, hope, belief in something that's out there that we just don't know exactly what it is. And it's in your 8th house of taboo topics and secrets and all those things. So you doing readings and things like that, absolutely. Let's just talk about where things are right now for you. Hold on, I'm gonna get rid of all of this. So you have the Jupiter conjunct Venus conjunction your 3rd house. The 3rd house, let's just talk business for this. The 3rd house represents anything that has to do with technology and then the way that you get words out there. That could be through your online community, like email, phone, text, or like in your close-knit community, doing classes and workshops in your close-knit community. I don't know how far along your business is, but having this conjunction that happened in February is destined to unwrap. The 12th house is dreams, intuition, psychic ability, Akashic records, past life regressions, yoga, meditation. It's anything that's done behind the scenes or quiet or connection to the spiritual realm. I love this because Saturn represents the limitations. It says, do you want this? This is what you have to do to get it. Is that a class? Is that a workshop? Is that sitting alone with it? Is it tapping into? Neptune is what you dream. And so this is connecting into receiving the dreams, the downloads, and all of those messages. Now, Uranus, I'm going to throw Uranus in here and say, Uranus in your 2nd house means 2 income streams. Okay, Uranus is here and it's sitting on top of your Mars. So Mars is, I have to initiate these 2 income streams in order to make this happen. Here, take that. It means I am diversifying things. Now, you also have the sun sitting on top of your Mercury and it's going to hit your Venus. I look at this as you are going to have to go after to make this transit happen, this stream happen for you. I know you asked for like when can you retire? Well, that is I would have to look at many months of charts and I would have to look at many different charts, but I can give you themes to look for. We know that Pluto last fall went into the top of your chart and it's going to be there for the next 20 years, setting off and saying, I need to leave this behind. That does not mean you're going to be there for 20 years. Nope, don't even think about that. It just means that it was signaling its time. What's going to happen is it is going to come into this conjunction and make this bowl, which could mean a move and a leaving of a job at the same time. Now, this is going to be, these 3 are already connected in a mini grand trine. They're staying together, they're going to retrograde together, and Uranus is going to be giving you all kinds of it's chaotic. It's like I have money here and I don't have money here and it's gone here, and do I need this? Uranus in your 2nd house, the 2nd house is not just money and talents and skill set and resources, but it's also with things that you value, and that can be people, places, and things. Having Uranus here is plan for the side gig to take up space until it can take over for the full-time job. Now, Uranus is going to be here for 8 years. That does not mean that it will be 8 years before you can retire from that. I'm just saying that it is going to bring freedom and liberation, meaning you might just say, screw it, and leave the job, because this is activating this, and then that will force you to do to the next move. I'm going to encourage you to hold steady until one can supplement the other. I don't know what your situation is, but this is the bowl that's being created right here. When when Jupiter goes into your 4th house, which is just going to be happening here in the next, Jupiter moves into Leo. When does it happen? I just did a video. I don't think I released it yet. Jupiter is going to enter into the sign of Leo before the end of this month. And, it comes right after the full moon on the 30th. So I want you to pay attention to what happens between now and the 30th. Jupiter's going to go into Leo. Mars is going to come by and it's going to say right here, let's kick this off. Let's activate it. All of this will oppose your career. And this will be saying, if I do this, this is what I can get. Now, the bowl holds all the answers. The 12th house. Are you working from home? Are you going to do this through Zoom? The 12th house, look, I have planets here. I'm not afraid of the 12th house. I use it to my advantage. My sun is here. My Mercury is here. That means you do it through Zoom. You do it through your local community. You've got things, your North Node is, I need to focus on my local community here. Starting off in one area, and then how do you connect to a wider, larger audience? That being said, you've started... This is just a heads up. You started a new cycle back in February where your North Node is going to be entering into your 10th house. This is an 18-month cycle. This usually means I'm going to move and I'm going to lose my job. Not lose. I'm going to leave my job over the next year. So if I were a gambling woman, I don't bet. I don't even buy a lottery ticket. But if I were going to help you plan this, I would look more into things happening over the next 12 to 18 months. And I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. All right. Thanks, Donna. I greatly appreciate you being here. All right. Passing my story. I know I have an unborn son. Open vision. I saw my unborn son in open. Oh. Aww. Okay. Passing on my story of how I saw. Oh, I love that. Okay. All right. Let me see. Who is next in the queue? All right. So this is Heather. Heather, thank you for waiting and being patient. Oh, fudge. Yeah, is that right? Yeah. 16. Yep. And come on. There we go. I appreciate everybody waiting. All right, and the question, will I be getting a job soon or having to move? Let's talk about this, Heather. All right, Heather, thank you for being here. Let's talk. Let me pull up a bi-wheel. All right, let's see. All right, Heather. You said a job, right? Yep, you said a job. It's just that I looked at this huge stellium here and, whoa, this is a lot. This is a lot, girlfriend. Let's just talk about this for a hot second. All right, I'm going to bring this in and then I want to come back and talk about this amazing stellium. This is a lot of Aries energy. You are ruled by Venus. You are a Libra. Venus rules 2 areas of your life. It rules over your identity, where your South Node is, and it rules over your 8th house of shared resources. Oh, you're also having a Mars return. Okay, you got a lot going on here. Pay attention to all of the transits that Venus makes. Having your chart ruler meeting up in the sky with Jupiter. Venus is the great benefic. Jupiter is the daytime. Venus is the nighttime. They're meeting up together to say, let's bring some abundance here. Now, Jupiter rules your 3rd house. This is the house of where you send off emails and letters, and you talk to people who are in your close community. You teach a class, you teach a workshop, you gather information from the people that you meet and greet on a daily basis, or neighbors, siblings, cousins, but it's close-knit community. Having Jupiter and Venus here in your 10th house, this gives the vibes of new job, new career, new something that's going on here, new opportunities of being discovered, being seen. That being said, Mercury is here. Mercury rules over your 12th house, and Mercury rules over your 9th house of cross-cultural experiences or foreign people, places, and things, and travel and things like that. Mercury is going to be stationing retrograde. Pay attention to what starts now, the emails, the phone calls, the texts, the things that have to do with the headhunter or you searching for a job. Having Mercury here, Mercury is going to go over all of these degrees, so the degrees of 26 to 16, and it will square all of this. It will be in a harmonious aspect with your 8th house, but it's currently squaring Saturn. Saturn that's here. Saturn has the rings around it. So think about all the fences around your yard. And this is in your house of the other. Partnership, clients, best friend, significant other. So there's something going on with the way that you are communicating, or with the information that you're sending out. It's not getting to the right people, or it's being blocked, or it's, and the whole retrograde, it will be this back and forth. I meant to say this, maybe I need to revamp this. This is in your 10th house of responsibilities, but career, but also the people, the authority figures seeing you. I think it's just a matter of you getting the information, your resume or whatever it is, getting into contact with the right people. And Mercury's going to go back and forth here all of July. And so this is you going back and forth and saying, what do I have to do to get to the right person? This is definitely you focusing on it. Jupiter also, the sign of Cancer represents home and wanting security. And so I don't know if you already have a job or if this is looking for a new job, but this is giving the vibes of, I need to overcome some fears, because it's in a harmonious aspect with your 12th house, and it's square with your 7th house. I want to add one more thing on here. You're having a Mars return. Mars returns, they happen once every 2 years. So the 8th house represents it represents alimony, child support, debt. It represents where you invest your time, your effort, your energy, your money, your resources. Where are you investing in order to get a payout later? And so this could be money coming to you from somebody who's passed away, or preparing for a will or an estate. Whatever you are initiating in the last couple of weeks, you are starting a 2-year cycle of what you would be working on over the next 2 years. And this involves something that has to do with partnership, because Mars, Aries is Mars rules over Aries. And so we know that this rules over your Sun, your North Node, your Saturn, your Mercury, your Chiron, your Venus. Let me just tell you that this is a lot. This right here is a lot to work with. So I'm sure that January, February, March of this month was pretty darn intense for you, especially, like, let's just talk about that for a hot second. That conjunction of Saturn and Neptune, they met at 0 degrees, creating something all brand new. Venus is here. Venus is the goddess of love and beauty. This is starting off a new 3 and 13-year cycle. And your Chiron is at 0. So this is either your wound happened at birth or you brought it in with you. And I would probably lean towards you most likely brought some things in with you that you are, and I would say that it has to do with authority figures or masculine energy, or a boss or something like that, or a partner. Like this could be a life partner that you're learning to navigate. Who do I want in my life, and not get bossed around. I'm hoping all this makes sense because you're having your second Saturn return, and so that becomes challenging over the next 2 years, reminding you of healthy boundaries. I just finished my second Saturn return. I'm glad to be over it. It was a lot of, and mine was also my 7th house. It gave me a lot of opportunities to practice with people who I wanted in my life and not in my life. So I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. All right, Heather, thanks. Hold on, let's see. My next favorite person. Okay, this is Alicia. Alrighty. Hmm. 929. Oh, for crying out loud. Sorry, Alicia. I got excited by reading your birth information and I put it on the wrong line. Let me do it again. Because I was looking at that saying, oh, Christmas baby. Somebody's blessing. All right, now I'm getting my acting gear. Oh, can I surprise you? I love when people say that because then I get to roam around their chart. Okay, I got it. Okay, so first off, Alicia, thank you for trusting me. Let's have a little look at you. Oh my goodness. Let's have a serious look at you. Okay, so Alicia, do you believe in past lives? I hope you do, because let's talk about this. South Node. Okay, we go negative first. South Node in the sign of Cancer means that I, Alicia, I lost everything that had to do with my home, my family, my whatever. It's in your 11th house of hopes, wishes, dreams, goals. It is also connected to your Chiron wound, that you are recycling this wound and you're experiencing it again. And then we look to your moon. Your moon is in the sign of Aries. I, Alicia, would like to be in a past life. I wanted to be independent. I had these dreams. I had these goals. It's in your 8th house of your shared resources. Who did I trust? Remember, we always go negative first. This has to do with power and control, and you not having the power and control and losing it. As a matter of fact, you lost everything. You lost all your investments, like your time, your effort, your energy, your money, your resources. Like think about it as like you were a piece of property. Now, what opposed you? Holy mackerel. This, my friend, is another stellium. This is what I am focused on right here. So the North Node in Capricorn is I should pick the 5th house has to do with children and goal and dreams, the things that you want to create, your own inner child. So I need to focus on me and what I want to do in this lifetime. You have a lot of energy that says I can create a whole lot of stuff. I can build a lot of stuff in this lifetime, but I need to make it all about me. I need to not make it about everybody else. Now, I don't know if this is bringing joy to other children or being like a teacher or somebody who, like this has to do with art and music and poetry and just taking a risk. What happens is Saturn opposes you. This is authority. This is boundaries. This is limitations. Oh, I have to work really hard in order to get to it. Let's just layer on here. Your sun is in here. Your sun says, I feel so drawn to do this. I don't want to waste anything. Capricorn energy is build it so it will last and don't waste anything. Aquarius energy is taking something and it's shocking and surprising. It's like I'm going to create art from what somebody else might consider trash. And it could also be unusual or strange or different. Aquarius energy is think outside the box. Neptune are your dreams. Venus, I want to make money from it. So I absolutely love all of this for you. I don't know exactly what you do, but this gives the vibes of I'm going to be focused on me in this lifetime, that I have to. Now, okay, let's just talk about the gift. Because when we look back at our South Node of where we've come from, the gift is you already had the home. You were the mother. Like Cancer is the energy of dreams and intuition, and I'm so tuned in to what everybody wants and everybody needs. You could do it again if you needed or wanted to, and you are in charge of your destiny. Now, let's just talk about where we are today. Let me layer that in there. Hold on. There we go. So this that you want to start is sitting on top of your South Node. So that's why I started with your South Node, saying, where are you coming from? Where are you going to? And so it sits across from your North Node. It's lighting up everything that you've done and said, where are the right groups, clubs, organizations, networks that I need to belong to? Venus will bring them into your sphere. You're just going to have to take the initiative to go after them. What will it do? It will heal a wound. Your wound is here. This is you looking at where you've come from, not just in this lifetime. I'm also going to add in here that the nodes, they will be leaving your house, your first house of you and your partnership sector real soon. You've got just a few more months of this. This is you becoming who the nodes going through our first and our partnership sector. The North Node brought all kinds of people into your sphere. This is like dreamlike quality of, I want to connect with, this is collaborations, best friends, significant others. Usually this can bring significant others that you will want to partner with either as long-term or like life term. And the North Node is that's the direction of. So, and you're going to be starting. So pay attention to when Mars gets to 28 degrees, you will also be having a Mars return. Whatever you are starting now, focus on this, because this will start a new 2-year cycle. And then what will happen is Mars will go into Gemini, it will activate Uranus, and this will be the start of something brand new, probably for another career. All right. Thanks, Alicia. Thanks. I appreciate you trusting me. All right. Thank you. Let's take a look. All right. Hey, Sophie. Oh, Sophia. So sorry. I love that name, by the way. I absolutely love it. Hold on. Thank you. 8:30. Okay. Make sure I have everything right. Last one. Hold on. All right. Look at my chart. What do you think? Oh, if not, can you please let me know if you see me relocating? Okay, let's talk about this. All right. Thanks, Sophie. Sophia. Okay, you have a Grand Cross, so let's just talk about that for just a hot second. And hold on. Because that does light. Is it a Grand Cross? Yeah. Let's talk about it for just a hot second. All right. Here's your nodes. Nodes of fate. This is a T-square. which means it's a skip step. Whenever we have a square to the nodes, it represents a skipped step, meaning you chose to come in here and say, I want to get through all of this a whole lot faster. But you just didn't do it with one planet. You decided to do it with two that opposed each other. So that means it's a grand cross. All of these, when one part of your life gets activated, it literally lights up everything. It says, I'm going to change me. I'm going to change my partner. I'm going to change home. I'm going to change my career. I'm going to change my job. Like, it's all or nothing when it comes to you. All right. That being said, let's talk about where you are right now and things that are going on. And what is starting for you, Sophia? All right. All right. Where are you? Here we go. So as a Leo rising, the sun is your chart ruler wherever it goes, all the major aspects. I would pay attention to all eclipses, new moons, and full moons, because they are going to activate your entire life. You are getting ready. As a matter of fact, it's already started in February. So I want you to go back to February of this year. And this is called a nodal return. Know that when this lights up, it's going to light up everything that's in your chart. Okay, so let's just talk about this for just a hot second. I'm going to connect all the dots so you can see it. Generally, on a nodal return, it happens once every 18 years. Nodal return comes back and the nodes say, what have we learned over the last 9 years and then the last 18 years? And I need to readjust. Having the South Node in the sign of Leo, what am I willing to release and let go? I need to change. I have grown. I have evolved. I'm working less from ego and more from authenticity. That's what we do as we age. The North Node in Aquarius, look, North Node, Aquarius energy is get your freak on. Let your freak flag fly. Aquarius energy thinks outside the box. They do not do anything traditional. And so your North Node is in the sign of Aquarius. I need to look for strange, unusual, weird, odd people to connect with. That's going to be your tribe. The North Node moving into the sign of Aquarius. That's where the eclipses have already started. Aquarius energy is hive mind. I want to be part of a larger group, but I still want to be me. But I want to be part of this group or this organization or these people. This is lighting up everything. With this, it will activate your moon. What am I willing to release and let go? And then it will also square something that has to do with your home. Is this relocating, somebody coming into your sphere? That being said, let's talk about where we are today. Jupiter and Venus are in a conjunction that when Jupiter moves into your first house, which is going to be really soon, it will again light up who you are and then it will sit across from, it's going to make this bowl. I'm going to circle it all for you. The bowl is saying, what about me? What about partnership? I want to travel. I might need to study. I want to go there, learn this. Oh, the Uranus brings in, these are my dreams, my hopes, my wishes, my goals. I thought I wanted this, but this is really what I want. And Uranus always brings you, so think about Uranus in your 11th house as it will bring you into contact with different people through, you have a conversation with this person and they introduce you to this person. And then something that somebody says here makes sense over here. It's kind of like buzzing and getting all the information and then saying, and that shifts your perspective of what you're going to do for your job, your career, your everything. You have Mars sitting on top of your Saturn saying, I know I need to pick something. It needs to be sustainable. Your job area, your 10th house is ruled by Venus. And so that's this going on right here. So I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. I'm excited about the whole bowl of your life being on the top half of your chart saying, let's make some things happen. This is going to be a lot of you being seen in the outside world. A lot of shifts and changes visually for everybody else. I need the next person. I need the next person who's in the queue. Thanks. He's a little slow tonight. Thanks. All right. All right. Oh, Kristen, thank you. All right. Mr. Tate is always on me. Okay, not always, but 1987. There we go. I know he is not a multitasker. He is not. That's okay. Did you know? He's stuck with me. What, 37 years? Like, man needs an award. Can you imagine? Like, because I'm a lot. All right. Okay, hold on. It says Martinez. Hold on, it's not. Oh, there it goes. Okay, Kristen. Let's see. Is it time to start releasing my controversial research? Faced serious consequences before, and I've been holding back, wondering if it's different now just to blast it out freely, or wise to go slowly and methodically. Let's take a look at your chart, Kristen. I'm with you, friend. Oh, okay, let's just talk about you for just a second with, thank you again for that happy anniversary. Yep, June 3rd. We actually, June 3rd. All right. So, Kristen, you talked about controversial things. Well, that's your 12th house. The 12th house is the hidden house. It is what we do behind the scenes. Think about it as YouTube. Think about it as I'm going to work behind a computer, or I'm going to be working behind the scenes of a play or a movie. It's you gathering the information, and what do you share with other people? You have your sun in Aries here. You have your North Node, the direction that you're supposed to be going. Your Jupiter, you come with the details, the facts, the everything. Mercury is you gathering the information. We know that the Jupiter, the Saturn Neptune conjunction happened in your 12th house in February. You were feeling it in January. February is when everything took off, and this is where what was hidden can come out. I don't know if that's exactly when it happened for you, but I'm just saying that sometimes you cannot not. And the North Node here is saying that you have to be able to go about and do it in a safe way that is for you. Okay, so now let's take a look at where we are today and say, is this like a doable or like, yeah, by wheel, hold on. There we go. Now, I don't know when you did before, and I don't know exactly what the information was, but let's just talk about where things are going. You have the nodes, and I want you to think truly what did happen back in February, because that started a new cycle that will have the North Node focused on your 10th house and your South Node focused on your 4th house. This is an 18-month cycle, which generally means that somebody will leave their job, get a new job, do something to their home, like leave a home, somebody move into the home, renovate the home, a move. But this is truly like an 18-month cycle. Knowing that you're starting this here is saying, I'm expanding, because this is the 3rd house that has to do with the email, the phone, the text, the within your close community. Now, I know that you said that it was controversial, and I don't know exactly what it was, but I know that when Jupiter goes into the sign of Leo, it will be in a harmonious aspect with everything that's going on in your 12th house. It's saying and I believe that you are looking right now, because this is, do I leak it out by text, by email? Do I talk about it within my neighbors, siblings, cousins, libraries, like close community here? What opposes it, or what is squaring it, is Mercury is squaring Saturn right here. And Saturn is sitting on top of your North Node saying, I feel uncomfortable. What does this look like? Mercury is going to be retrograde. I would test the waters, and I wouldn't do, this is the time that you're going to sample. Who do you trust? Who do you share it with? Knowing that anything that comes after the 14th of this month, so this Sunday, Mercury is then going to be in the shadow. I have to pull back. I have to review. I have to revise. I have to think twice about it, because this will affect your comfort zone. This is the house of all types of talking and sharing with other people. The problem is it's square to your 12th house. It like makes you uncomfortable enough that it like puts you back into that 12th house. That being said, as soon as this moves into the sign of Leo, it'll be all game. I'll be able to do this, like game on. Let's make this happen. But I wouldn't do it during the retrograde. I would sample it. I would eke it out little by little, knowing, I'm going to throw one more thing here. When Mars comes to 5 degrees, so pay attention to, I don't know if you have an ephemeris or if you watch astrology or other astrologers, doesn't have to be me, but when your Mars comes up to 5 degrees, you are starting a new cycle of, this is what I want to do for my job. This is how I want to make money. This is what it looks like. And it's in the sign of Gemini, as I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to diversify. It also means cash, property, talent, skill set, resources. And it means, what do I value? So is that, do I get rid of this? I don't need this. But it does start a new cycle of you making those things happen. I'm hoping all of this makes sense. And your 12th house is just like being lit up, that everything is like trying to come out. The 12th house is the house of secrets. It's the house of karma. And it is, how do I get this information out there behind the scenes? You got to do it behind the scenes. You now is leak it out slowly. Don't do it. Yeah, I would love to be able to say, put it all out there. We are getting closer to that, but not everybody's ready to hear the truth. So I'm hoping that all makes sense. All right. Thank you, Kristen. Let me see who is next in the queue. Aaliyah, what a pretty name. First off, thanks, Aaliyah, for trusting me with your birth information. I consider somebody's birth information to be sacred because it's like sacred geometry. It gives you the story of where they came from, what's their path of what they are here to do in this lifetime and to learn. I have no. Oh. Hold on. Okay. And your question. I feel deeply that I'm going to do something meaningful at this point in my life. I'm switching my soul fulfilled. I totally get it. And income. Many are just no specialties. I get stage fright. I am with you about, so I have my son in my 12th house and I understand the whole stage fright. And when I do my videos, I put a Post-it note over top of the thing so I don't see myself, because I'm highly critical of like how I look and how I act and things like that. So I get it. More people are going to be open and willing to accept that, that more people are going to want authentic over fake. So yeah, I'm just saying, put yourself out there. It's okay. I get it. I see it. All right. So, because you have your North Node. Okay, let's talk about this. Let me move your chart over. All right. So your South Node is where you've come from. I, Aaliyah, have built sustainable. I have built the mountain. I've climbed to the top of the mountain. It's ruled by the sign of of Saturn. So Saturn is in your third house of communication, neighbors, siblings, cousins, but it's finding balance and harmony. And that's where things went wrong, that you built some things that were sustainable and they were probably either taken from you or not appreciated. The sixth house is the house of how do I take care of myself? Like you could have lost your health. You work, and it was not appreciated, or you gave so much. This is the house of slavery and indentured servant also. So this is like, I work so hard and this is what I got for it, which was not healthy for you. So in this lifetime, you are going to work on sustainability with taking care of yourself first. Cancer is the home. It's family. It is taking care of mind, body, spirit, and it revolves around the moon in the sign of Virgo. Virgo is, I have to have a plan of taking care of my mind, my body, my spirit. I just cannot like take care of everybody else or lose myself. That being said, this is what's and your north node, the north node in the 12th house in the sign of Cancer. Let's just talk about all the great things that come from that. Dreams, intuition, psychic ability, connection to the spiritual realm, walking the red path, the Akashic records, astral travel, astral projection. It means connection to a spiritual realm. The north node is there. You are to be working towards that in this lifetime. Does that mean just one thing? It doesn't have to be. Usually the 12th house, it revolves around themes of multiple. Like I dream and I just don't work on like being a psychic. I do tarot, I do astrology, I do Reiki. It's all of these things put together. So you don't have to be a master of one. You mastered one in a past lifetime. So you can forgive yourself on that if you choose to, knowing that starting in February, you had the eclipses and they activated the eclipses. Like this one is sitting on top of your Venus. The north node is moving into the sign of Aquarius and the south node is moving into the sign of Leo. What this means is I am going to lose parts of me that I no longer resonate with, that people have put upon me, or this is the mold that they thought that I should be. And I am going to move towards an eclectic, unique group, groups, organizations, clubs. Aquarius energy is unusual, strange, and it can be people that you connect through online. They can be a digital community, but it can also be a personal community. Having the north node move through your 7th house will bring in all types of unique, different, strange, think of it as a maverick, opportunities for you to connect with other people for a job. This could be clients. It could be partnership. It can be best friends, significant others. It's the mirror of you. And so the mirror of you is asking for variety. It's asking for unusual and strange and different. Now with this is squaring Uranus. Hold on, wait a minute. You're having your Uranus opposition. Oh, let's just add a little bit to that, okay? A Uranus opposition, it's what we call as like a midlife crisis. Don't take offense to it. When I was your age, I remember being like, I made up things to make myself feel better. Like when I was 42, I said, two 21s wrapped up in one. I can get through anything. I can take care of anything. I can do this. A Uranus opposition is where usually if it's a man, they reevaluate their life. They think about marriage. They want to get a new car. They worry about their body. A woman usually says, where am I? And then they compare our yard to somebody else's. Like, is the grass greener over there? This is you saying, where have I come from? What have I done? And I'm here to tell you that the next chapter is unfolding and the best is yet to come. And you can't compare yourself from where you've come from. Those years were lessons that you learned from. This is where you're now heading. And you need to forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know and embrace the opportunity of, I don't know. And I'm going to enjoy the spontaneity that's going to come with not knowing. Uranus is going to bring these opportunities. I tried to explain it earlier, that you're going to order steak for dinner and they're going to say, we're out of steak, but here's the special, and it's homemade, and you're going to love it. In the end, you're just going to love it. And so having this happening here, when Jupiter goes into your sign, it'll be there. You just need to get to the 30th of this month, right after the full moon. Mercury's going to be retrograding here. Everything is leading towards you, a change of identity of who you are. So, Aaliyah, I really hope all of this makes sense to you. And I appreciate you being here. All right. Okay. What day and time are inner circle? Oh, let's talk about that for just a hot second. This Sunday, I would love, so I have a Patreon for people who want to dive deeper, like taking a class. It's like learning on there. The first hour is always like, they always say, hey, this is what we want to learn next month. The second hour is where we dive into our charts deeper. So the first, it will be this Sunday, at the new moon on the 14th, and it will be 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the first hour we are going to be spending talking about the 12th house. And then the second hour, for the top tier, we will be diving into our charts. So I don't know who is on here and who asked about that, but I look forward to seeing you there. I would love that. I would love that for you. Yeah. So thanks. Thanks for asking. Okay, so who is Cherry? Okay, let me move this over here. All right. So again, thank you for trusting me. 1861. And 12. Hold on, let me make sure I get the time right. And that would be, all right. Okay, so this is, I think, am I saying it right? Sherry? All right. Do you have all right. I see that. Let's talk about you. Let's do a bi-wheel. So there were no questions, which I love, because then I can roam around your chart and talk about you and see what stands out the most. All right. Oh, I see it. Let's just talk about this. This is called a nodal opposition. It's uncomfortable. We look back at it and we say, first off, what were you doing 9 years ago? And it's not just going to be on the day, but we go back 9 years, and then there'll be an 18-month time period in there. And a nodal opposition, I want you to imagine that you and I were in a car and we're driving down the road, and I'm driving and I'm saying, yeah, tell me about your life. And you reflect for the last 9 years. And I say, do we want to leave it in the past? Do we want to put it in the trunk? Do we want to put it in the back seat? There's a little bit of room between us. Or do we want to focus on it with the windshield in front of us? And so we unpack literally the last 9 years of your life. It's where people, places, and things swing back in for a second go round. For example, to say, do I really want to continue down this path? I was working with a client and she was in rehab, clean, sober. She was out of rehab, but she was clean and sober for many years. She was having a nodal opposition. And I said, I just want you to be aware that your past is going to come back and there's going to be some things. And then I get an email, not even like a month later, that says, oh my gosh, this person came back around, this person. And I met the love of my life, who we're going to get married now. So it has you question your past to say, is this where you want to be? Or is this where you want to go? Know that this has been going on for the past year for you, and you're going to be through it in the next 6 months here. But then the nodes are going to be focused on changing you, your identity, and the focus of partnership, bringing in new partnerships for you, if that makes sense. I absolutely love all of this because this Jupiter-Venus conjunction that's going on, it's in your 12th house. It's how do I release myself from like fears? How do I let go of? Having a North Node in the sign of Virgo is paying attention to all of the details, you focusing in on your own money, your own resources, your own, like, you cannot lose yourself in somebody else. You cannot invest in the wrong person, place, or thing because it didn't go well in a past lifetime. And in this lifetime, you need to know better and do better. And so that's part of your life lesson. Let me add in here Pluto sitting on top of your Jupiter. Jupiter says, hey, let's expand. Pluto's like, yeah, no, let's transform. I don't like where this is going. I don't like what's going on with this. Pluto is going to be in your partnership sector for the next 20 years. It's going to transform every person that you come into contact with. It will be having you, and so the North Node is going to come into this area, and that'll be here for the next year, and it will bring in opportunities for you to connect with strange, unusual, weird, different people. This could be through clients, or this could be through people who anybody who you would sign a contract with. It will be you looking at and connecting, best friends, significant others, partners. So I don't know if you have a life partner, but this could bring in a life partner and transform everything that has to do with you. That being said, let's take a look. Mercury is going to be retrograding in your 12th house, and it will be squaring off with topics that could have to do with travel. So if you are planning any travel, study, classes, workshops, anything, Mercury is going to make you slow down, review, revise, rethink. I can't go here, so do I go here? The plane is late. It'll have some, or it'll have something to do with your home, like remodeling or fixing, or like, it'll be those themes in your life. So I'm hoping all of that makes sense to you. You've got a lot of stuff going on here. I love the nodal opposition, and I absolutely love this for you. Pluto here will have you checking. Does every person check off the box? Is there reciprocity between what I give and what I receive? Because there are some people that there needs to be either a financial exchange or an energy exchange. And this will be you looking at all of your connections with other people. So I'm hoping all of this makes sense. And thank you very much for trusting me. All right. Hi, Grace. I appreciate you being here. And I should probably check the queue and see how everybody was doing. Oh, New York. You know what? I don't always put together everybody's name with their online name. Okay, hold on. I hope you are well, my friend. I hope you are well. Okay. And I know I have your chart. I probably should have just pulled it up. All right. What do I want? Okay, let's just talk about you. You know, I love that kite. I love your kite in your chart. I look at it and it lights me up. Just such a beautiful thing. Okay, so let's talk about you. Oh, you're going to be having a Mars return. Okay. And let's talk about happy belated birthday here. Okay. Where do I even start? I'm going to start with here we go. You have Jupiter and Venus right now, top of your chart. Oh, hold on. I don't even know if you can see this. Let me make sure, because hold on. My pen is just, oh, you cannot see it. So sorry. Happy to be here. Yeah, Grace, I'm so glad. Okay, so now I'm going to start all over again because you could not see the chart. So you have Jupiter and Venus in a conjunction at the top of your chart. Your chart ruler is Venus. It literally rules who you are, how your business card, your website, how you look, how you act, your name, like grace, like Venus being ruled as your chart ruler. Of course you would be named Grace. It just means, and you're a beautiful child, you'll be a beautiful person. That's what Libra energy is. It's just wanting balance, it wants harmony, it wants peace, and it's about beauty. This is sitting pretty darn close to your moon. I love this because what do I need? This is you saying, look, moon in Cancer, dreams, intuition, psychic ability, understanding people's energy, having really good intention. This Venus and Jupiter is planting the seeds of something. This could bring about downloads. This could also be authority figures seeing you, noticing you, or you being the authority figure. Are you giving a message to someone? Are you sharing information to somebody? I want to add to this because there's this layer that's going on. You have Mercury that is witnessing this. It's like, who do I tell? How much do I tell? Contracts, talking, sharing, connection, email, phone, text, the thoughts that go on in your head, but it's also the way that you communicate with people, places, and things. This is, and remember, Cancer is home. So we have to throw in the theme of family members or home or security, money. So Venus is in a square currently with Saturn. Saturn is your partnership sector. So this could mean, is this a client? Is this a contract? Is this somebody who receives a service from you? Is this a best friend? Is this a significant other? Saturn wants restrictions, wants to restrict you. And Mercury here is saying, well, I want to start this. I want to do this. And what do you mean? They don't want to hear the message. What do you mean? Like, why is this? Why does the contract look like this? Why are they saying, writing, or now what's going to happen is there's going to be a new moon and it's going to start on the 14th. So this Sunday. So you're going to have this new moon literally on the same day. Mercury is going to go into its shadow. It's going to slow down. It's going to cover this area of your life and say, I'm showing you where I'm going to make things difficult for you. I want you to slow down. So Mercury rules over your 9th house of travel, study, learning, publishing, legal matters, cross-cultural experiences. Mercury also rules over your 12th house, dreams, downloads. I would expect you to have like reoccurring dreams, or I want to travel here, or if I go there, or there's construction or something, I have to find a new way around. What does that look like? Because I'm ruled by Mercury. So when I look at Mercury retrograde as an opportunity for me to clean out my closets, to clean out my phone, to straighten up things that are in my life in order for me to move forward. And we know that you are doing something with your job. This has something to do with your career, your job, or the next stage of your life. The 10th house, it represents your legacy, your reputation, your next chapter. You have already had your second Saturn return. Can we say hallelujah to that? Like, to be past that. So now you are in the third chapter. I'm there with you. So I'm saying this with the love, that we are in our third chapter. So we look at this and say, and now what do I want to do? I need to live my best life. Do I travel here? Do I study this? Do I share my wisdom with people? Do I do consulting? Do I volunteer? The 10th house is also where you look at how do you give back. And so there's all these opportunities for you. Now, as Mercury stations retrograde here, if you are still working, this is rethinking, what am I doing? If you are volunteering, this is like looking at what is the legacy that I want? What is too much? I don't want this to feel like a job. And knowing, I'm going to throw one more layer in there. You are getting ready to have a Mars return. This is something to do with your money, your investments, your assets, like that you have invested into. It represents like alimony, child support, debt. It represents the cash, time, or effort that you have put away. And then you are making a 2-year plan of what do you want to do with it? Do you want to invest in something else? Do you want to go somewhere? What do you want to do with it? You are like coming up with this plan now, but planning on making it, like making some things happen. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you. Thank you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for trusting me. All right. Oh, okay. I have one more person in the queue. Thanks. And now, and so after this person, I will be, this will be my last one for this evening. So thanks. So let me check in the queue and see what all is going on. All right. So thank you again for trusting me. Oh. All right. Oh, Angel? Angel. Okay, hold on. All right, Angel. Thank you. Let me get your... I appreciate everybody coming out and spending their Tuesday with me. Okay. Alrighty, I think I got it. All right, Angel. Am I going to get assistance to pay for my entire tuition? Okay. I can give you themes that have to do with that, Angel, but hold on. Let me go ahead. I'm done. Let me talk about, can we talk about, there have been 3 people. You're the 3rd person, and I have not seen this many in a very long time. So I'm going to bring up your chart. I don't know how much you understand about astrology, but I want to explain. I think if you were to understand a little bit about your chart and your life, that it would make more sense to you. And so this is just like a learning moment for everybody, because, you know, I believe in just teaching. So the nodes of fate are the North and the South node right here. They oppose each other. The South node is where we came from. The North node is the direction that's unknown, and we haven't been there, and it's where we need to reach to go to. When somebody has a planet that squares the node, we call it a misstep or a skip step. That's hard. That is hard because it lights up your chart. When somebody has 2, we call it a grand cross, because when one thing changes in your life, it lights up your whole life. It changes everything all at the same time. And yours includes your moon. That's your feelings, your intuition. And it also brings in women, like those themes. And then Venus brings in the themes of money and security. Okay, so just knowing this is part of the story of what is going on with you. And because you have, you can't see the circle, hold on. Because you have all of this going on at the top of your chart in Scorpio, look, Sun in Scorpio, I love Scorpio energy. I love it. They are the psychic detectives of the zodiac. And it's, I will dig and get the information. Mars here is, I will go after it. Pluto, I will effing transform it. This also is a trauma signature. Pluto is a trauma signature. Everybody has one. It just means that when you work to get things, you work really, really hard in order to get them. And I praise you for that. Okay, so knowing this, let's talk about your question of school or a tuition. Hold on, there we go. All right. So you have, what is going on? Where's the, okay. School. School is education, which is in your 9th house. Your 10th house is your career. I'm going to start with this. Your North Node, the transiting North Node, is in your 2nd house of money, Pisces. Money going away, money going out, leaving. The South Node is what I'm releasing, and the North Node is, this is what I'm looking for. So the North Node in Pisces, you've got, I think it's like 4.5, 5 more months of this before it goes into your first house. This is coming up with strange, unusual, different ways in order to get money, in order to sustain where you're going or what you want to do. Pisces energy is watery. It's like I had it and it's gone, and it's fluid, and it's here but it's gone. But it also is about faith and hope and belief in what is another way that I can get it. The North Node, the eclipses have already started going into the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius says, I have to think outside the box in order to solve this problem. And maybe I can't solve it on my own, because Aquarius is the hive mind. Does that mean getting money from it means that the money will come from a different source or collecting it from somebody else who has another idea, or money that's donated to. I'm going to add to the story, because the Jupiter and the Venus conjunction is happening in your 6th house, and Jupiter is going to be going into the sign of Leo with the South Node here. The focus is going to be on all types of partnerships and contracts, knowing that education, okay, let me back it on up. This is close education, and I'm assuming that you are taking a class in person and not online, although you could be taking it online, but like this is close to home. Saturn here says, I have to come up with a different type of, it has to be different. The traditional path that you have been taking to come up with the funding for what you want, Neptune is going to dissolve. Those paths are not going to be available anymore. It's like there was an income stream, there was an opportunity, but Neptune will dissolve it. And Neptune says, have faith, have belief. There's something else that's out there. Saturn says, Aries, it's in the sign of Aries, I am going to have to search it out. What are other streams? The 3rd house represents the library, or it represents close community of finding out and getting support for the information that you need in order to get this. Knowing that Mercury is going to be stationing retrograde here soon, I really think you're going to have to go back. You're going to have to look. You're going to have to revise. You're going to have to where are you going to get this information? How are you going to get it? I think that, yes, the money is going to be there, but I also think that it's not going to be the normal stream, the normal avenue in which you have done it. I think that you're going to have to, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. Let's say that you always got income, money that came from a grant from A, B, and C. A, B, and C is not going to be available. You are going to have to find alternative or different or other in order to supplement. It's out there, but it's going to have to be different. It will be it won't be something, and it could be something that somebody else puts you into contact with. Like, oh, I was at the library, I was studying, they told me about this. It will be something from word of mouth from somebody else, or a connection from somebody else. The 3rd house also represents the community, but also the technology of how I find that information. So I don't know if you're using Claude or AI or any other form that says I need to research other forms of, but this is definitely a think outside the box in order to get what you need and what you want to continue down that path. So I'm hoping all of that makes sense. This is like putting into play a lot of things for you. So I'm wishing you best of luck, my friend. Best of luck. All right. So I believe that is the last person who is in our queue. I would love to see any of you, all of you, over on Patreon. There is a free 1-week trial membership. And then there is also, I have 3 different tiers. This Sunday, we're going to be doing a deep dive into the 12th house. And then the hour and a half Zoom that comes after that, we are going to be diving into our charts and talking about the whole next month ahead and what to expect. So I want to tell all of you, I greatly appreciate all of you being here, being part of this community. And I will see you again next month if I don't see you on Patreon. Thanks for supporting.